essentially the direction we went was, of course, contemporary, but with a lean towards, the steak houses in America are very clubby, a lot of wood. The chair also is inspired from the US club sort of look. Sorry?
The name for this one.
Marble 8.
Marble 8, right?
Marble as in marble, the stone 8. The reason why it's called Marble 8 is because top level beef, the quality is based on marbling fat.
Oh, okay.
5, I think 3 to 12. 12 is the most fatty. So they use marbling of 8, which is very, very high grade, very expensive.
So it's called Marble 8 after the grade of beef.
Yeah, it's after the meat itself. Finish is actually very simple, and the budget for this was actually not high at all. Most of our clients is like that. They say, I want 5-star look, but 3-star price. So that is the standard brief for us. So actually, like the floor and all that, you look at the floor, it's wood, right? There's actually a tile made to look like wood.
Oh,
So it's easy maintenance, yeah. But when you see it, it's just wood. So it's easy to maintain, and it's cheaper than actual wood. Although it doesn't have the acoustic qualities of wood. Acoustic meaning it dampens sound. So when you're there and you crack, it doesn't reverberate. This does. But then the ceiling is so high, it doesn't really matter. So it's got very commanding views of KLCC from here. And we put a tree in the center to anchor the space. The space is very wide and big. You need something to anchor it, not look so big and open.
That's a real tree.
Okay, it used to be a real tree, but it's a preserved tree because it won't live inside. So it's a preserved tree. It's from the US. They preserve it with special chemical.
What type of tree is it?
This type of tree.
No? Alright.
My guys will know.
Okay.
What about the view?
Yeah, the view outside, is it?
Yes, the KLCC view.
Oh, okay.
And to your left, you can see is an open bar counter, which is actually a show sort of thing, show kitchen. The real kitchen is behind. You can't see it, but out there they do prep work so that it's part of a show, right? So that the whole space is actually activated. It's not only people sitting around, but chefs working. Beside that, which is out of the picture, beside that is a special area that they use to age the meat. Expensive meat needs to be aged, and it needs to be aged in a humidified space, correct temperature, and they use salt to withdraw the moisture out. So they are all hung there for maybe, 60 days. Because the flavor of the meat gets better. I mean, this must be really good quality meat. So they're hanging there to intensify the flavor, and because the proteins break down after some time, the meat becomes more tender. That's why it's so expensive here, the meat.
Have you tried it before?
Yes. And then before you enter the space, the dining space, there's a bar area. It used to be outdoor area, but we enclose it with glass. It's quite a long space, and if you look straight down KLCC Tower, it's straight there, as you can see.
Yes,
So what else would you like to know? Well, actually, this restaurant has 3 floors. This is the ground floor. The second floor, because of the tall space, only the side is available. That space is a private room. And upstairs is this bar. This is a cigar bar.
So it's
Again, it's a very clubby atmosphere. And you notice we have a cow skin cushion.
That's good. So most of the projects that you work with is actually interior architecture, right?
Yes, most of the
So it's
projects.
more architecture. Okay. We were supposed to choose either architect. We have a few professions, so
Well, I trained as an architect.
but now you, like, if you to put yourself into one of those categories, because of
Well, most of our work is
interior
interior
architecture.
architecture.
Okay.
So we do most of the, well, we actually for most of our projects, especially hotel projects and shopping mall projects, we work with architect with the internal space. So we actually design the space, do the space planning, and then the architect puts on the facade. So it's a collaboration. Because if you have a very well conceived space, you don't need much to put on it. So sometimes you open voids. So when you open voids, we have to work with the engineers, you know, to make sure the structure accommodate the voids, shape of the voids, things like that. So we open up circulation, shape the spaces. Sometimes we'll move the toilet cores and all that.
So, I wanted to ask about your company, the Access. Basically, I just wanted to know how it actually started.
How it actually started?
Yeah, like,
Started 25 years ago.
so it's been
With three or four people.
So did it actually begin as like what it is today? Was it like that then as well?
No, we started with 3 people.
Are those 2 people
And
still?
our first office was a conference room, my friend's office conference room. So 3 of us sat in there and did our projects. And then we moved to a building opposite Lot 10. When we grew, about 15 at the time. And then we moved to Wisma Central, just down the road, with about 30 odd people. Then in 2003, we moved there.
So this company has been, so this business
2003.
12 years now?
Something like that.
Does your sorry, does your company have any visions on anything?
Yeah, we have.
Is it just
Oh, no, it's not in there. It's quite long, right?
After this, any more slide that I was still want to do?
I think it should be fine. Now we just ask, we're gonna ask you questions.
No more references.
I think it should be fine. Unless, because we're gonna have to ask him about his projects. I don't know if we might want to refer to those slides.
Okay.
Pause it. Pause it now. We're gonna do some editing.